bid to increase the testing across the country. And testing, ladies and gentlemen, is the most vital component in the fight against coronavirus. Spice Health, which is a healthcare company founded by the promoters of SpiceJet, they have launched the most affordable and fastest RT-PCR testing facility in India. This launch was done in the presence of Union Health Minister and Home Minister. Both Mr. Harshvardhan and Mr. Amit Shah were present. Now, under the first phase, 20 portable labs would be set up. The test reports will be available within 6 hours. The SpiceJet Health has also signed an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding with the ICMR, and has got the certification from the same for these tests. So a very quick and cost-effective RT-PCR test, which is quite accurate, is now going to be the latest weapon in the armory to fight the coronavirus. I'm now being joined by Avni Singh, CEO of Spice Health, who is with us at this moment. Avni, thank you so much for joining us. I just want to understand from you why this foray into the testing facilities, because already there are many labs which are testing. How different will this RT-PCR test would be? Because, you know, people are very interested to understand why are other RT-PCR tests taking 24 hours and yours will take 6 hours?
Right, absolutely. Thank you. So what we're doing very differently is we are taking the labs, the fixed labs which are already made, and replicating that model on wheels. So our lab is actually portable, and it can be placed at various locations, especially containment zones where testing is most required and least accessible. So that's what makes our lab the most special. Around our lab, there'll be collection centers which will be located around in the vicinity of the lab. And we'll be able to take the swabs from these collection centers and test them immediately in the labs and deliver the results in real time.
You know, as you're saying the results would be in real time, can I understand, will the results will be as accurate as the normal RT-PCR test? The accuracy would be absolutely same?
Absolutely. So we are only conducting RT-PCR tests in our labs. We are not conducting antigen or rapid testing in these labs. It's all RT-PCR, which is the most accurate coronavirus test that exists today.
Avni, you know, how have you been able to bring the costs down? Because, you know, despite the intervention of the government, the RT-PCR test for many people, for a common man, is still not pocket-friendly. So most of them don't want to go to private labs. How have you been able to bring the cost down?
Right. So to begin, we've tied up with our technical partner, GeneStore, and we are also, they manufacture the RT-PCR testing kits. So we're buying testing kits directly from them. And the goal at Spice Health is really to administer these RT-PCR coronavirus tests to as many citizens as possible. So profit making is not one of our main incentives in this operation. And of course, we are trying to bring down fixed costs as much as possible without compromising on quality. But I think the key is really that we are not looking at profit making, but we are really looking at trying to conduct tests for as many citizens in as short a span of time as possible.
Anyway, I request you to stay on with me, Mr. Rajesh Singh, who is the CEO of the SpiceJet. Your father is also, in fact, joining us. Mr. Singh, thank you so much. Pleasure to have you on the show, sir. SpiceJet, you know, and now Spice Health. And as Avni was telling us that this is, the aim is with Spice Health and these new accurate, fast and affordable RT-PCR tests is to try and reach as many people. What would you be expecting? How soon can we see a big rollout of these tests, sir?
Well, firstly, the objective is to, as Avni was saying, get as many people tested as possible. Because, you know, the only way the country is going to be rid of COVID is to maximize testing. Because as soon as you can test, you can detect people who are positive and isolate them. And that's a big step towards eliminating COVID from our country. So again, as Avni was saying to you, the objective is to make these tests affordable, just as SpiceJet as a low-cost airline made flying affordable. We are trying to make COVID testing affordable as well. And today, in a city like Delhi, COVID tests cost about 2,400 rupees. So when they're available at 499, we expect that many more people will be able to test, and that's the objective. In terms of rollout, we are starting almost immediately in the next day or two. And we should have 10 of these laboratories by the end of this month. The objective is to try and put in place about 100 laboratories in phase one. And that's what we are working towards. We will continue to work with the Government of India, the state governments, ICMR and other such bodies to ensure that we target these laboratories in places where they are most required.
Yes. Mr. Singh, because you've been one of the pioneers as far as the, budget airlines, affordable flying in India is concerned, the aviation sector has also been very, very badly impacted due to the coronavirus, still trying to limp back to the normal levels, the pre-COVID levels. Do you think that, because we just did a story from Mumbai where the government of Maharashtra has made it compulsory for people to get an RT-PCR test done if you are flying into Maharashtra, this could also help, other sectors open up. It will be a tool which can help people to, with less cost and less time, help them to open up, get the testing done on the same day. This is going to help economy as well.
Oh, certainly. I think if you can ensure that there is rapid testing and that it can be done affordably and it does significantly help the economy open up, because suddenly you can have people going into restaurants, you can have people going into hotels, people traveling much more. If you have the assurance that the people that you're traveling with are not infected, think of the corporates. I mean, large manufacturing companies, if they had the comfort of knowing that their employees, in fact, had been tested on a regular basis and were negative, it just brings a lot more confidence in reviving manufacturing activity, in reviving service activities, in, of course, reviving travel and tourism.
Avni, if I can bring you in, Delhi right now is in grips of another wave of coronavirus. The focus is on trying to increase testing. So this is going to be a very important tool. So if I want to get this test done, if you could tell our viewers how soon they would be able to get this test done, what would I have to do to try and find out one of the labs that you are setting up?
Absolutely. So like you said correctly, Delhi, the cases are skyrocketing, and of course testing is, we're in dire need of testing in the city right now, which is why to begin, we have partnered with ICMR, which is the central body and the body responsible for fighting the fight of COVID in India. And through them, and by tying up with state governments, we'll be able to administer these tests starting in the next day or two in the most congested containment zones of the country. So that's the model to begin with. And going forward, of course, we will do a direct-to-consumer model, not going through the government, where people will be able to directly come to our labs and pay money in real time and be able to receive this coronavirus test. But as of now, our labs will be situated in containment zones where people will be able to come and give their swabs right at our containers, and then the test will take place within the lab.
Okay, so a direct consumer, approach will take some time. At this point of time, as Avni was telling us, it will be more focused in the containment zones, in the areas where there are high number of caseload with the help of the state government. Mr. Singh, in the end, to wrap this up, what do you see as far as the future of the aviation industry, the travel industry is concerned? We are still few months away from vaccine, and even the rollout of the vaccine is going to take some time. How do you see the future of the aviation industry, sir?
Well, the future of the aviation industry in the medium to long term, of course, is extremely bright. We still have very few people traveling by air in India. And certainly these numbers are going to go up. Of course, there's been a big blip. This has been the worst ever crisis for the aviation industry. Having said that, the domestic market in India remains extremely strong. And as cities start opening their airports, people will travel. We've seen this happen. We started on the 25th of May with very, very few flights and very few passengers. about 20,000 passengers, I think, traveled on that first day. And we went up to 200,000 passengers. It's, the demand is certainly there. And we should be up to that level of 300,000 to 350,000, which is where we were pre-COVID in the next few months. Of course, the vaccine will tremendously help that effort. But I think over the next 3 to 6 months, we will achieve some degree of normalcy if the infection abates and if there are solutions of the sort that Avni and her team are putting together.
Absolutely, and we are hoping that these affordable RT-PCR tests are, they'll just take away a little bit of fear from the people. They are affordable, so more people would be able to get tested and can go back to their normal lifestyle. Thank you so much, Avni Singh and Mr. Ajay Singh, for joining us and giving us, sort of a good news at a place in Delhi where most people are still struggling to get an affordable test done. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.